Short time.
Okay, it's 6 o'clock, so I'm gonna go ahead and call this meeting to order. We don't need a roll call vote. Everyone is present. So first off, I just want to say welcome to Ben. Congratulations on your election yesterday. And this is our annual reorganization meeting. So if anyone at home is wondering why I'm chairing this meeting to begin with, I'm only doing so temporarily until we elect a chair. So I'm gonna go ahead and get it started pursuant to Governor Baker's March 12th, 2020 order suspending certain provisions of the open meeting law, GL chapter 30A, subsection 18, and Governor Healy's March 29th, 2023 revised order extending remote participation by all members in any meeting of a public body. This meeting of the select board will be conducted both in person and via remote participation to the greatest extent possible. Specific information and the general guidelines for remote participation by members of the public and or parties with a right and or requirement to attend this meeting can be found on the town's website at www.townofgb.org. For this meeting, members of the public and committee members may attend the meeting in person, or for those who wish to do so remotely, may by following the instructions at the top of this agenda. For those who are not in person, every effort will be made to ensure that the public can adequately access the proceedings in real time via technological means. Pursuant to MGL 7C 30A, section 20F, after notifying the chair of the public body, any person may make a video or audio recording of an open session of a meeting of a public body or may transmit the meeting through any medium. At the beginning of the meeting, the chair shall inform other attendees of such recordings. It looks like we have at least 2 recording, the Berkshire Eagle, the Berkshire Edge, and the town of Great Barrington is also recording. Any member of the public wishing to speak at the meeting must receive permission of the chair. The listings of agenda items are those reasonably anticipated by the chair, which may be discussed at the meeting. Not all items listed may in fact be discussed, and other items not listed may be brought up for discussion to the extent permitted by law. So at this time, I will look for a motion to nominate a chair.
I make a motion to nominate Steve Bannon to chair.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion in a second. Any discussion? Okay, do a roll call vote, Ben?
Aye.
Garfield?
Aye.
Eric?
Aye.
Lee?
Aye.
Steve?
Aye.
Congratulations, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much. I look forward to this year, Ben. Congratulations. It's gonna be a good year for us. I need a motion for vice chair.
Make a motion to vote Lee David for vice chair. I'll second it.
So I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll do a roll call. Ben? Garfield?
Aye.
Eric?
Aye.
Lee?
Aye.
And aye, it's unanimous. So that's vice chair and clerk. And at the end of the meeting, we'll do the liaisons. We have minutes in our packet of February 27th, 2023 and April 24th, 2023. Do I have a motion?
I make a motion to approve the minutes of February 27th, 2023 and April 24th, 2023.
Second.
Any discussion? We will not do roll call votes because we're all in person. Ben, I assume you're abstaining from these. So all in favor?
Aye.
So it's unanimous by 4 votes in favor. Select board's announcements and statements. Ben, you start.
I just wanted to say, it's an honor to be a member of the board. I wanted to thank everyone, who voted yesterday. I'm really looking forward to getting to work and to working with all of you and all of the dedicated and talented members of the town staff. And it's glad to be here. You guys work.
Thank you, Ben. Welcome. Garfield?
We'll see.
You have anything?
That's it.
That's it. Eric?
Yes, I wanted to thank Ed Abrams for his 9 years of community service to our town. And I would also like to welcome Ben Elliott to our team. I do consider this select board a team, and I'm excited for this next year of work we have in front of us, in front of the 5 of us. I know we won't always agree on every topic, but I'm confident that we will negotiate and compromise our way to the right outcome for our community.
Thank you.
All right,
Lee?
thank you. Nothing for me.
And nothing, I just reiterate, Ben, it's welcome on and we're going to Do well, Eric's correct. We'll have a good year. Town managers report.
Okay, I have actually 3 updates for you this evening. Only 2 are listed on the agenda. And then 1 last minute add-on, but I'll start with Houstonic Waterworks. For anyone that may have missed the notices, the Houstonic Waterworks Company will be flushing out the system hydrants from May 15th to May 23rd. So customers can expect lower water pressure and discolored water during that time. And more information can be found posted on our website, in the news section of our website at www.townofgb.org, or by contacting the utility directly at 528-1780. The next item I have on my list, and there's a copy in your packet of this, is a draft opt-out form from the Great Barrington Police Department. And just so everyone knows, it's common, in case you don't know, it's common practice for legitimate door-to-door canvassers to stop by the police department before they start going door to door in town to notify the police department that they're in the community and they intend to make sales calls. So the chief is proposing, after a recent round of door to door sales calls by a solar company, I think it was, he's proposing this opt-out program that would create basically a do not call list, so that when a canvasser stops by the police department to inform them that they plan on canvassing the town, they can share an opt-out list with them. And there's a new application that will be listed on the police department's website. It can be submitted through a new a new email address that's included on the form. It's opt-out@townofgb.org. And the only information we plan to share with canvassers is the street address and so the house number and street, that's it. So I just wanted to bring that to everyone's attention. And then the third and final item on my list for tonight is to ask the board about priority planning and scheduling a date for that session. Does June 13th happen to work for the 5 of you? We originally talked about a June 12th date, but we may have other board business that evening.
So we are meeting June 12th, but I like to have the priority planning standalone because I think it's better. So it would be a Tuesday, the 13th.
That works for me.
Yeah.
So I see every head nodding, so yes.
Great. I'll check with staff, make sure it works for them, and we'll be prepared and have an updated priority planning worksheet to you in advance of that meeting.
Thank you very much.
That's all I have.
Licenses and permits. Rebecca Wary of Bard College at Simon's Rock for 2 one-day all alcoholic liquor licenses for their 2023 alumni reunion on Friday, June 2nd from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. and Saturday, June 3rd from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. at 84 Alford Road, Great Barrington. Is there someone here? Yeah, I think there is.
Rebecca's mic is
Yes,
open.
I'm here. I'm Rebecca Weary. Hi. Representative
Hi, how are
from
you?
Bard College at Simon's Rock. I'm well. How are you?
Good, thank you. Do I have a motion?
I make a motion to approve 2 one-day all alcoholic liquor license to Rebecca Weary of Bard's College at Simon's Rock for their 2023 alumni reunion on Friday, June 2nd from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. and Saturday, June 3rd from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m.
Second.
Any questions of Rebecca or comments?
Yeah, that's how it's gonna all go down, who's gonna be supervising, if there is needed, et cetera. The alcohol tending and people holding them, all that good stuff.
Did you hear that?
I believe so. I believe I heard how the event is going to be operated and managed and supervised. Is that,
Yes.
did I hear that
correct.
correctly?
Present with the alcohol, and if there'll be any law officers involved in that.
Sure. So, well, we have 2 lead folks leading the bartending and are tip certified, which is our catering manager, Charlotte Dewey, and myself, Rebecca Weary. We also work very closely with our campus safety department, who will be on site throughout the entire weekend and is closely in contact with the Great Barrington Police Department as needed. So if we do have any issues arise, the weekend is planned to be pretty small in attendance, which is a little disappointing, but it is post-COVID. We weren't sure what to expect. It's our first alumni reunion since 2019. pre-COVID, I suspect at a maximum, we'll see 50 people at any given event during the weekend. There are only a couple of events that actually will have any alcohol served, which there is also food provided at those events. One is a cocktail style event, one is a dinner with a full 3-course meal. So we'll be monitoring closely. We do have a number of people staying on campus. So actually the majority of our attendees currently will be also residing on campus. We don't anticipate much driving following any of these events, but again, we'll be monitoring it closely through tip certified bartenders and campus.
Thank you. Anyone else? All in favor?
Aye.
And opposed? It's unanimous. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Jim Frangione for Great Barrington Public Theater for one day all alcoholic liquor license for their theater benefit on June 9th, 2023, from 6:30 PM to 9:30 PM, St. James Place, 352 Main Street.
Jim, your mic's open.
Yeah. Jim, you
Yes.
want to just give us a little overview of the event, a little free publicity?
Yes, well, thank you. It's a benefit for Great Barrington Public Theater. And as you mentioned, it's at St. James Place. 6:30 until 8 will be drinks and food, dinner, and then followed by an 8 o'clock show. And then roughly 9 o'clock back for just some coffee and dessert back in the Great Hall.
Thank you. Do I have a motion?
I have to recuse myself because I am a board director at St. James.
Thank you. Eric, do I have a motion?
Yeah, I'll make a motion for the Great Barrington Public Theater one day all alcohol liquor license. June 9th, 2023, 6:30 to 9:30 at St. James Place, 352 Main Street.
Thank you. Do you have a second?
Make a second.
Great. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
So it is 4-0 with 1 abstention. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Seasonal real estate licenses. So I just need a motion to approve and they need to be listed for the minute.
I make a motion to approve the 2023 seasonal real estate license as mentioned. Company names: Alden Country Real Estate Services, Barnbrook Realty, Berkshire Property Agents, Cohen and White Associates LLC, Fairground Real Estate, Great Barrington Owner LLC, Helen Mulaney Real Estate LLC, Kinderhook Group Incorporated, Lance Vermillion Real Estate Incorporated, McCarrow Real Estate, Robertson Associates Realty Incorporated, Stonehouse Properties LLC, Wheeler and Taylor Realty Incorporated, and William Pitt Sotheby's Real Estate.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
It's unanimous. Melanie Greenberg for a driveway permit application at 267 Long Pond Road. Is someone here who can answer questions? Raise your hand if there is. Or in the audience. While we're waiting, there are 5 people in person, 9 attendees and 5 panelists tonight. So it's the board's pleasure. Do we want to vote on this or do we want to wait till they're here? Okay, we will put this on the next agenda. First is new business. Select board vote to appoint 2 members to the tree committee. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
I make a motion, the select board appoint Natasha Perilous with a term to expire June 30th, 2026, and Bobby Houston with a term to expire June 30th, 2025 to the tree committee.
Do I have a second? Great. I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
It's unanimous. Okay. Take care, Bob. Thank you for coming. Go ahead. Jeff Neal?
Yes, hello. Thanks very much. Sorry to go back on the agenda, just on licenses and permits.
Yeah.
I'm with the Elm Restaurant, And I understand that we missed a meeting where we were on the agenda for a permit, an entertainment permit.
Yes. And it was not put on this one.
Mm.
It's not on this agenda, so.
Oh, I apologize.
No,
Okay,
that's okay. You don't need to apologize. Our next hosted meeting will be May 22nd.
May 22nd.
So
Okay,
we will make sure it is on that agenda.
very good. Thank you very much.
Appreciate it. Okay. Okay, so Berkshire Bus request to hang a banner across Railroad Street. I think Jean is here and Carly is here. Yeah, there you are. So whichever one of you want to give us a little presentation, that would be wonderful. Jean, Carly, your mics are open.
All right. Hi, can you hear me?
We can.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Oh, sorry about that. Yeah.
Okay.
So as you know, we met with you a few weeks ago. We're going to again mount our festival, and what our research shows from the literally hundreds of surveys that we collected, that the most effective means of communicating what we're doing is by word of mouth and posters and visible signs in town. We tested all sorts of advertising in various ways. But this year we are aiming to promote the festival in front of people on the street level. And so one of the obvious ideas was that I went to the owners of the two buildings that flank Railroad Street. There are, as you saw on the document, I provided knobs that are attached to the buildings, and we'd like to hang a poster, a sign across the street. We've identified a manufacturer, a company up in Pittsfield that does the very same thing for various of the cultural organizations up in Pittsfield. They're used to doing this kind of work. They have the right kind of materials, and they're familiar with what works in an outdoor environment. So we also feel like putting a banner is going to be good for economic development. People are going to see it. They're going to know that something is happening on Friday and Saturday nights, i.e. there's outdoor dining, there's music and activities happening. And I think that will help us draw people downtown, creating much more of a community event that certainly we've witnessed that works really well when people are there. So we think this is just an enhancement to what we've been doing for the last 2 years. Is that helpful background?
Yeah, that's very helpful. And this is not the first time we've done, first time Berkshire Bus has done this, but we have used this previously. That's why the hooks are there. Do we have any questions?
Yes, I guess I got a few questions and concerns. So we're asking to do it for basically 82 days is what
Yes.
the length is. Yeah.
So Biff used to do it at one time, and no, it was up on the hill.
I guess.
Yeah, Aston Magna used to do it, and they used to agree what dates were, so they didn't overlap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess my concern is, and maybe I just, it being up there the whole length of summer, I guess it's just like a picturesque kind of thing up the street, and I feel I would be good with it, I think, more if it was a shorter period of time. I do understand it relates to how long Berkshire Bus is here, but I kind of think it takes away a little bit from just the image of downtown, right, from that Road Street. If it was up there for 30 days or something, I think. But the fact that it's up there all summer long, I think is I feel it's a little over the top, to be honest with you, a little too long. So just my opinion on that.
Okay.
Do you think if it was over Main Street, would it?
Yeah, there's a problem with it going over Main Street. There was liability problems and with the fire department.
Yeah, I don't think the hooks are in place in the buildings.
And because I knew the Mahaley used to do it.
Yeah.
Over Main Street, so that's gone.
The sign's double-sided, correct? For
Yes.
people looking down.
Yes, it is. Yeah, I have no problem with it being up that long, because I think we are a co-sponsor of this, and I don't think it looks bad, but I respect your opinion.
Mhm.
Anyone else? Let's try a motion.
Well, tendency to agree with Eric, but not to hold up things, but I kind of agree. So,
Okay, I make a motion to approve the Berkshire Bus request to hang a banner across Railroad Street for the dates mentioned.
Do I have a second?
I'll make a second.
Okay, so I have a motion and a second. We can amend the motion. I mean, I agree with it. So discussion.
Yeah, I guess just again, I feel, I do go to Berkshire Bus and I am a supporter of it. It is always very busy. I think it's a great thing for our town. I don't know. I kind of feel like this is slightly excessive and I don't know. You always see people taking pictures up the street, which works out great for Berkshire Bus because they're always going to be in it, but I think it takes away a little bit from the image of downtown. So I'm just,
No, I respect it. Anyone else?
yeah, I wouldn't mind if it wasn't up all year, and maybe we should take it down the last week or two of the summer, if you will. That's when we're getting into when that's gonna go to when, Labor Day?
Yeah,
Yeah, I'd like to take it down.
okay, we do have a motion. So let's give it a try. I don't hear any amendments. So
What do you mean? You don't hear anything?
you can make an amendment. to
All
the
right,
motion.
so I'd like to make an amendment that we take the sign down before Labor Day.
Well, you got to, like the day before Labor Day or
How about a week before Labor Day?
a week before Labor Day? Do I have a second? Okay, so, Yeah.
let me make an amendment.
Yeah.
I'd like to make an amendment that the Berkshire Bus signs up from 6/16 to 7/16 of 2023.
do I have a second to the amendment?
Hey, Mark,
That's a month.
This is Steve. Yeah,
can I comment at this point? while you
yes.
guys- Yeah.
Yes,
So I'm also a resident of GB, Eric, and I hear your comment. I would just counter back that if we're gonna have it up for a shorter, if your amendment is for shorter, 7/17 really only is the first 2 weeks of a 10-week festival. So if there's a sentiment in the room to make the time frame shorter, I would propose that we put it up slightly later and that we leave it up for, like half the festival, or at least a couple of weeks to get, people will know that it's happening. So I would propose, if there's a sentiment to make it shorter, that we adjust the time frame so that it actually is closer aligned to when the festival actually happens.
why don't you give us a suggestion on that and see if anyone takes that up?
Sure, give me a second. I wanna
Yeah,
look at,
look at the calendar, that's fine. We're not.
Let me look at- yeah.
And Jean, can you
Yeah.
talk about why you suggested it for the 82 days? I mean, obviously it's during the entire festival, correct? Or did you kind
Yeah,
of give yourself space on each end or?
Yeah, I suggested, truthfully, I suggested the June 16th date in advance of talking to the fire department, and I guess I should have mentioned that our local fire department and our new fire chief has graciously offered to put the sign up and take it down, which is a big deal. And I wanted to give them, that date is not a fixed date. I just wanted to give us some leeway based on when they're available. But to answer your question, if the festival starts, we're starting on the night of June 30th. So I would say if we could have it up, let's say from the 23rd of June, which is the week before we start. And, I would propose, Eric, to your point, let's let it stay up till the 21st of July. So basically a month. And that should give us a kick in the pants to get the word out and, see how people feel about it. And it'll, hopefully people will notice it and then they'll come back week after week after week.
I would appreciate that if
You're gonna amend your motion to June 23rd to July 21st?
that's the amendment I'm gonna make.
Okay,
So do you want it for that, to cover that last weekend, the weekend of the July 22nd and have it come down?
Yeah,
maybe
yeah, right.
23rd?
Yeah.
It sounds like just have it, so have it come out like June 23rd to July 24th?
Yeah.
Is that-
So-
To July.
Yeah, so they have that last meeting.
Lee,
So
Lee, and I would just say, subject to the
subject
fire,
to,
to the fire
Yeah.
department.
Yeah,
okay, sure.
so I have a motion, an amendment to the motion, and I have a second. Any discussion?
I did make a motion. didn't
No,
I?
no,
I think we,
your motion died for lack of second.
yeah,
So then Eric made a motion, which was June 23rd to July 24th, subject to the fire department being available those dates. Okay, all in favor?
okay.
And I'm opposed, so it's 4-1, it passes. Now back to the original motion, which is to allow them to put the sign up. The new dates of June 23rd through July 24th. Any discussion?
So wait, I have a question.
Yes.
What Jean just suggested, 623 to 724,
Yeah, correct.
is that the one we just voted on?
Yes, that's the amendment. we
Okay,
just
and now
voted
we're
on.
going back to the
The
original.
original
the
motion to allow, the amendment was to change the dates. Now we're going back to the
So we just,
original
okay,
motion.
that vote was for the shorter period.
That was for the dates, right? Any other discussion?
I guess I'm slightly confused.
Okay, so the amendment was just to change the dates. The original dates were June 16th to September 4th, and that
Right.
was the motion in the second.
Yeah.
The amendment changed those dates from June 23rd to July 24th. So we approved the amendment.
Yep.
Now we're going back to the original motion,
Right.
which is allowing them to put the sign up
In those dates.
on those dates.
There you
Okay,
go.
Okay, so it's the same dates though.
it's the dates that were June 23rd to July 24th.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's not the
Okay,
nine.
any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So it's unanimous. Thank you, Gene. Thank you, Carly.
Thank you
Thanks,
very
everybody.
much.
Thank you.
Malcolm, step right up. Don't be shy. Proposed historical commission policy for town historical artifacts.
Hi, Malcolm Fick, I'm the chairman of the historical commission, among other things. But I'm actually proposing not an historical commission policy. Actually suggesting a select board policy. And I'm here to ask you to establish a policy that requires approval of the historic commission before the town or any of its boards or commissions dispose of historical artifacts. I believe you all have my cover letter and the letter from Gary Levier that he gave to the historic commissions. And they asked me to present that to you. And as you can see, this was triggered by the disposal of Native American artifacts by the library trustees with the approval of the select board. The historical commission had some serious concerns that were outlined in the letters about the disposal of property that's historic to the town and may or may not fall under the jurisdiction of the 1990 Native American Graves Protection and Repatriation Act. The town has an historic commission with well-respected town historians as its members.
Recording in progress.
It makes sense to add historic commission, to me, it makes sense to add the historic commission, any discussion of disposal of town historic property, and I'm just asking you to establish such a policy going forward. We're not asking you to reconsider anything as far as the disposal of the library artifacts, but I think going forward, I think it makes sense to have, I'm not one of the respected town historians, by the way, but you know.
You're respected.
I may be respected, but I'm not a great town historian, but I am the guy on the committee that can run a meeting. But we do have people like Gary Levier and Jim Mercer, Paul Ivory, David Runstein, and all, top flight guys who really should be consulted before property like this is disposed of.
So I would like to make a suggestion, because I agree that you should be. Love to see your commission bring back a policy to us that, because if we write a policy, you may look at it and say, well, you missed a couple of things, and you're the experts.
Okay.
Just tell us what you think should be in it. We'll put it on an agenda and we'll discuss it. You'll come back to us. And if that's okay with
Yeah,
everyone,
I
that just
agree.
makes more sense.
So I was gonna.
I mean, is there anything specific that you would?
No, I think you're the experts and I'd much rather you come back. I'm in favor of it. I just don't want it to just go back and forth between committees for months.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Great, thank you.
Thanks, man. Last on the agenda tonight is the select board liaison assignments. So in your packet, you have the assignments that various select board members are on. And one of them we're going to remove is broadband and fiber in Great Barrington that Mark and I talked, and that one is probably not useful anymore. Some of these, the way I do things, and it can be done differently, but we'll do it this way, is that if somebody wants to stay on and they're on it, you're on it. I'm not gonna kick someone off and point someone else, you know, so. Garfield Affordable Housing Trust, you want to stay on that?
Yes, it is.
Oh, good, and you're on it.
You better stay on.
Berkshire Regional Planning Commission, we've actually appointed Pedro Malcolm to do that. That's our representative, so that will stay that way. Does anyone want to serve as a board member to the Berkshire Regional Transit Authority?
I was interested.
Okay, Ben will serve on that. Lee, do you want to stay on the Community Preservation?
Yes, please.
You're on that. Community Cultural District Committee. Ben? You'll learn not to volunteer so much eventually. Housatonic Improvement should probably be Eric and Ben, because you're both on it, so we're not separating your roles. Lee, do you want to stay on the Lake Mansfield
yes.
Task Force? Okay. Eric, Open Space and Recreation
Yes,
Committee?
please.
Okay. Planning and Select Board Subcommittee, Garfield and Lee.
That's the housing, right?
Yes,
Yes.
okay, and Garfield said yes. Last two is Sick Bank Committee, not Sink Bank.
I know. I was gonna say.
Yeah, and that's just a representative to, when someone asks, requests sick bank hours, that there's a committee that meets.
I'll put my name in for that one.
That's
Everyone
great.
else is,
Yeah, it's they meet during the day.
I need to.
Yeah, they don't meet often. It might be
Yep.
twice a year or
As long
whatever.
as I get enough notice.
Okay, that's fine. And the last is the W.E.B. Du Bois Legacy Committee.
I could do that.
Lee. Okay, there was no hint of, I could do that. You just volunteered to do that. Not going to an auction with you, I'll tell you that.
I can be a backup with you.
Okay, great. We like that.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. That was simple. And notice my name's on nothing.
I know, I was gonna say, how'd you get
I
away?
don't know how lucky did I get it. You do this long enough, you learn not to volunteer. Okay, citizen speak time. Claudia, come right up.
Yeah, Claudia Shapiro, 78 Vermont Plain Road. It's incorporated into the record of proceedings. On May 3rd, via email from Mr. Rembold, I received the April 10th airport special permit granted by the Select Board decision for Berkshire Aviation Holdings Incorporated. The state's special permit does not run with the land. This does not fulfill the land court, defendants, Town of Great Barrington, or the plaintiff's request. Last docket entry for the land court case filed on May 1st states on April 9th, 2023, the Great Barrington Select Board voted to issue a special permit to Berkshire Aviation for the continued operation of the Great Barrington Airport. April 9th, the Sunday. So I'm publicly requesting that decision for the April 9th Sunday vote sent to my email address.
I'm guessing it's a typo, but we'll look into it.
We don't meet on Sunday,
I
so,
don't really feel it's a typo, Mark Brahansky, and again,
well, we don't meet on Sunday, so it has to be.
I'm involved in criminal collusion and public corruption. I am state and federal exempted, and I don't appreciate anything that's happening. And I don't really quite understand where anyone in this town got the notion that it's A, okay to do what you're doing, but B, to actually do it.
Thank you, Claudia. Anyone else? Seeing no one else, select board time. Ben, anything else? Garfield?
No,
Eric?
Nothing.
Lee? And nothing? Media time. Oh, Eileen, media time. Go right ahead, Eileen.
I was wondering what's happening with the Commission on Disabilities. Its chairman had died last year, and it hasn't met since, and I don't know whether it's considered to still be a commission or.
Go ahead, Mark.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
we're actively advertising for new members for the commission, but we haven't had anyone express an interest.
I don't believe they have enough of a, for to meet, they don't have a quorum. Yeah. So we've been advertising, but we've had no interest, I think.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Chairman Bannon,
Yeah,
I'd like to make a comment to Mark Brahansky about what you said about a typo error, Mark. The date may be a typo error, but I think you're sort of intentionally missing my whole issue here. I have a decision for Berkshire Holdings. The last docket is for Berkshire Aviation to continue operation of the Great Barrington Airport.
thank you, Claudia.
Thanks.
Thank you. See no other hands up? We shall adjourn the meeting by unanimous consent. Thank you, everyone.